And Devin Singletary is 1,000% buried. He's 64% rostered. So check your roster. If you still roster this guy and he is giving you 7 carries for 33 total yards last week against Washington, you know it's done. You wrote him out weeks 1 through 4. That's fine. He was pretty decent, nothing great. He had one top 10 finish, but he is still being rostered. Same situation for Sam Laporta and these other guys. If Devin Singletary had a different name, if his name was Khalil Herbert, would you be rostering him at this point? You wouldn't. You would have moved on by now. So it's kind of ridiculous that 64% of you have not moved on. He's got Minnesota and Detroit in the next 2 weeks. And again, he's been phased out. Tyrone Tracy has been a freaking revolution for that football team. He is actually one of the fantasy football MVPs in the past 3 weeks, and Devin Singletary has been completely phased out. So if you're still starting him and you're still rostering him at 64%, it's over. It's been fun while it lasted. Hell, last year he was one of our favorite players in Houston. Remember that? Remember I called that? Remember you called that? Remember we all called that? Freaking awesome. You didn't?
You did.
Didn't?
You did.
I did. I know, but I'm giving the whole show. I'm giving the whole show credit.
Oh, thank you.
Family. We're all family here, right? If I'm eating, we're all eating, right? Same thing for you.
I mean, he finished his second worst in his career last season. So
Devin Singletary?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because he only played half the season, but the last 4 or 5 weeks he freaking balled.
He played 17 games last season.
Yeah, he played, but he wasn't the primary starter. That's like you saying Tyrone Tracy right now is like, oh, he was only running back third. Yeah, because he didn't get run until later on in the season. Stop hating. That's hating. All right, stop hating.
Singletary's being buried. Why are we not hating on him?
Because we have to show our respects. Whenever a family member dies, we just go and talk about how terrible they were. Oh man, I hated my Uncle Scott.
Family member.
Uncle Scott sucked. He was a racist. He voted for Trump. Right? Is that what we're saying? I love this show so much. But yeah, that's the funeral. No one heard the music, by the way, so it wasn't a true funeral, and it was anticlimactic. But guess what?
I'm going back and making sure that played because it did play.
All right, but just to let everyone know, just because it's an obvious doesn't mean it's a bad call. He's rostered in 64%. Like that's.
Let's make that 30 or less % next week.